To handle this problem, there is only one way. We need a certificate for public keys. Because if someone sends a public key for me, it should be a center that receives those public keys and verify that, okay, yes, this is the only public key, not Trudy. We need something like this. We need a certified public key. For example, Bob sits in his house. Someone rang the bell. Okay, knock the door. Someone. Okay. I'm pizza delivery. My order. But I have no order. What do you say? I was in my home and I have no order for pizza. But you order this, and this is your address, your postal code, your phone number. Yes, all of this information are mine, but I never order this pizza. Think about that. Bob hates from pepperoni pizza, and Trudy make an order for pepperoni pizza. Bob. So Bob receives some pepperoni pizzas. Oh, I hate them. Excuse me, you order them. Give me my money. You have to give me my money. 4 different pepperoni pizza? I hate pepperoni pizza. And now I should pay for them? No. I never paid for them. This is not my order. So, Bob needs a tool to prove that this is it's not his order. But how? How can he do? Here, we need a public key certification authority, or a CA center. This center is responsible to make, excuse me, we need a CA center, a certification authority center. This center is responsible to prove that a certificate is valid or not. How? Firstly, I should ask a CA center, okay, I am Hussein غفاريان, please give me a certificate, a digital certificate. Okay, for example, Bob sends its identifying information to a CA, and also this center here gives a public and a private key to Bob. So Bob receives this public key. But he receives a certificate for that public key too. This certificate is signed by a secret key. This secret key is encrypted by this CA. But what is inside that secret key? The private key of Bob. Oh, excuse me, the public key of Bob. You know, the public key of Bob is here. So when Bob make an order, firstly he should sign the order. So Bob starts to sign his order by his private key. Private keys in Bob's pocket. And here in this certificate, we can have this public key of Bob encrypted by the CA, encrypted by this private key of the CA. So nobody knows that what's that key, what's this encrypted message. Okay? So yes, firstly Bob should ask the CA, okay, give me a public and a private key, a pair of keys. Okay? And then after that, the CA will get a certificate to Bob. Okay, Bob, this is your certificate for these keys. But in this certificate, we have a secret message. This secret message is contains of Bob's public key. This public key is encrypted by the private key of the CA. So now the pizza delivery said that, oh Bob, you ordered these pizzas, so you have to pay. And Bob says that no, it's not my order. They have to go to the court. You know, if Bob's make that order, he must sign the order with his private key, not public one, huh? If Bob make that order, he signs that order with his private key. Bob and pizza delivery will go to the court. Oh, court, he says that this is my order, but it's not. The court will ask the CA, okay, CA, this is the certificate of, the signed certificate of Bob. It seems that you issued this certificate. Is it correct or no? The CA looks on certificate. Oh yes, this is my certificate. I issue it. Okay. Then please decrypt your secret message. There is a secret message in the certificate. Okay. If you issue this certificate, please decrypt this message. And I know that in that encrypted message, there is a public key. There is a key, public key of Bob. So CA will decrypt the message. It returns the public key of Bob. Now the court can examine the Bob's message. Bob signs the order by his private key. If it's correct, and Bob sends that order, make that order. Now the court has Bob's public key, so they can decrypt the message, decrypt the Bob's message. Oh, Bob, you send it. You are lying. You are joking. You are lying. You send this order because simply I can decrypt. I decrypt your message, your order. Look at this. You order for pepperoni pizza, so you have to pay for that. But if the court couldn't decrypt the Bob's message, oh no, it's not the Bob's order. It's not the Bob's order. Why? Because you couldn't decrypt the message, the Bob's order. You couldn't decrypt it. So it's not the Bob's message. Using this strategy, we can prove that is someone responsible for a message or no. But we need that certification authority centers. There's just a few CA centers in the world. And you can ask them for a certificate. You will pay some money to them, and then you will receive a certificate. Then during each making order, whenever you try to make an order, you can add your certificate to your requests. Okay? So it's simple but interesting idea. And we can prove that is this a real person, a real machine, or not. It's a fake person or machine. Just using these certificates issued by the real CA centers. Please be clear about this. Most of the time when you go to different websites, sometimes you receive, okay, there is an error in the certificate of these websites. What does it mean? It means that the authentication certificate of that website is not correct. Your browser can detect it. It will alarm you. Oh, this site is not secure. This certificate has some problems. So we don't recommend you to go to this website. Okay? So the browsers will check those certificates before I start making the connection with specific websites, specific web servers. Okay? Okay. Next topic is securing email. In common, when I send an email, this email is sent in plain text. It's completely plain text. It means that if you use, for example, Wireshark, you can sniff the total body of a message, an email. You can read it easily. The body of an email is a plain text. So one main question, how can I make it confidential? I want to send a confidential email to Bob. But how? It's simple. We learn how we can do it. Alice can encrypt the message, the email, with a shared key. And that shared key can be sent over that encrypted message with the shared key can be sent over the internet. Okay, but as we talked in this lecture, in this chapter, we know that shared keys have problem with distribution. So what should we do? Again, it's simple. Alice can send that shared key to Bob. Alice sends a secret email to Bob plus the shared key. But before sending, Alice can encrypt. Alice will encrypt that shared key with public key of Bob. We know that the private key of Bob is in his pocket. So Alice will encrypt the shared key with the public key of Bob. And now we have an encrypted text of email plus encrypted shared key. We send it over internet. When Bob receives the message, it can firstly it should extract the shared key. How? This message is encrypted by the public key of Bob. So Bob can decrypt it using his private key, extracting that private key. Okay? And then Bob can, using that shared key, Bob can decrypt the message, extracting the message from that encrypted text. So creating a confidential email is not too hard. Simply use this one. Okay. But let's do one more security option. How we can prove that our email, for example, Alice's email, keeps its integrity. What about the authentication between Alice and Bob? Again, it's simple. We have a message here, and as we learn to keep a message integrated, we can use a hash function here. This hash function can be encrypted again. The result of this hash function can be encrypted with the private key of Alice. So here we have a message and plus an encrypted hash digest encrypted by the private key of Alice. In the other side, we receive a message. We can calculate the hash function, and in the other side, this hash function, hash value, is encrypted by the private key of Alice. So simply, we can use the public key of alias to extract the real value of the hash digest. And now I can compare those hash values. If you cannot see the screen or you have no sound, please exit the class and re-enter to the class. Most of you are using cell phones, smartphones, okay? And Adult Connect has some problems with cell phone platforms. So please just simply leave the class and re-enter again to the class. Okay? So here, using this strategy, we can keep the message integrity and we can authenticate Alice or Bob's. Here, this one here. Now, I'm looking for an email service which is it has confidentiality, message integrity, and authentication. How we can do this? It's very simple. How? Here. Firstly, we should create the message plus its encrypted hash digest, and then we encrypt that message and that hash digest. We encrypt them with a shared key, and also we encrypt that shared key with the public key of Bob, and then we send this result here to Bob. On the other side, firstly, Bob can extract the shared key with his private key, and then he can decrypt the message, finding the hash value and the message and comparing that hash values. Okay? Here, we need to use the private key of Alice, a shared key, and public key of Bob in the center. Okay? So we can prepare a secure email. An email with confidentiality, with message integrity, and with authentication. Okay, please give me a second. I will be back soon. Excuse me, I will be back soon. So we create a secure email. Now, let me go forward. Can we secure TCP connections? Yes. How? Using TLS, or transport layer security. We know that TCP is a connection-oriented service rather than UDP. UDP is a connection-less service. Okay. In UDP, we just send information. Inshallah, they will receive to the other side. Inshallah. Okay. But in TCP, we have very specific connections with powerful tools and mechanisms to keep it safe, keep it connected, keep it reliable. Okay. And because of that, most of our services are running over TCP. For webs and in HTTP, today mostly we use HTTPS technology. But what is this? What is HTTPS? HTTPS is port 443. But what is HTTPS? HTTPS is a security. HTTPS uses a security protocol over transport layer. So it means that HTTPS is a sub-layer between layer 4, transport layer, and layer 5, the application layer. Is a sub-layer between layer 4 and layer 5 over TCP. But what is the benefit of using HTTPS? HTTPS can provide confidentiality, integrity, and authentication for us, for web services. When we are looking for a website, receiving a service from a website, HTTPS helps us to receive confidential contents, to receive, to be sure about the integrity of those information, and also we can authenticate the real web server. For confidentiality, HTTPS is using symmetric key encryption. For integrity, it uses hashing. And for authentication, it uses public key cryptography. That's good. It sounds very good. It presents for us a real secure service, confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. And until now, we studied all of these options. We studied about confidentiality, we studied about integrity, and also we studied about authentication. If we look back on the history, before starting to talk about TLS, we can see that the early researchers in this area is stand for SSL, or Secure Socket Layer. SSL, or Secure Socket Layer, is a special strategy, is a special protocol or sub-layer to keep secure web traffics. SSL is dedicated to web services, all of the web traffics. Okay? But here we are looking for a wider protocol. Secure protocol for all services over TCP. We are looking for something like this. SSL is dedicated to web, only to web. For example, if I'm looking for a secure email, I cannot use SSL. Yes, I can use SSL, but I should send and receive emails over web if I want to use SSL. But TLS is something wider than SSL. TLS is copied, is a copy of SSL. You know, TLS is a copy of SSL, but its domain is wider than SSL. SSL only works with HTTP traffics, but TLS works with the whole traffics who are passing through TCP. It's a big difference. But their mechanisms are completely similar together. They are completely similar. Okay, let me talk more clearly about TLS and what is TLS. Before starting about the real TLS, let me create a simpler form of TLS. We call it a toy TLS protocol. It's a simpler form of TLS, okay? Let me talk about this. What we look for confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. Okay? And we know that we need some things. We need symmetric key encryption, asymmetric key encryption, and hashing. And the data transfer protocol and also or toy TLS should be a connection-oriented protocol. Okay, so we need 4 different parts: a handshake mechanism, a key derivation mechanism, a data transfer mechanism, and a connection closure mechanism. We need these ones. Firstly, Alice and Bob should handshake together. They should send their certificates to the other side to prove that they are the real persons, to authenticate each other. Okay, and also they need to create a shared key here. So firstly, they should authenticate each other, and after that, they can create a shared key. After this, they use that shared key to drive a different set of drive a set of keys, different keys to communicate with each other. Also, they should transfer their data encrypted with those drive keys. Okay, and finally, after finishing those sending and receiving information, they should close their connections. So we need something like this. Okay, and as we talked, TLS is work over TCP. So Alice and Bob, firstly, they should create a TCP connection. TCP sync ACK and ACK. This handshake here is a TCP handshake, starting a TCP connection. And now I want to start my toy TLS. Bob sends a hello, a TTLS hello to Alice. Alice will send her public key certificate. Okay? In this handshake, and Bob will encrypt the master key with his public key, and then he can send that information to Alice. Let me make a closer look on this strategy here. After creating this TCP connection here, Alice and Bob should verify each other. So they send a hello message, and Alice will send a public key, her public key certificate. And here, Bob is trying to send a master key to Alice, but Bob encrypt that master key to Alice. Excuse me, This is, it should be minus here. This one here should be minus. No. Public key of Alice should be Alice key, but encrypt the master key, master secret key, with the public key of Alice. And then this encrypted master key will send to Alice. So Alice can decrypt that message simply because that message is encrypted by using the public key of Alice. So the private key is in Alice's pocket, so she can decrypt the message and receive that master key. Okay. Why that master key is important for us? Because we are looking for mechanism, for similar mechanisms. A mechanism in Bob's computer outside, and a similar method in Alice's side. Okay. The input of that mechanism is this master secret key. This is a master secret key. It's a upper layer secret key. We are looking to create other keys, other secret keys, using this master secret key here. We are looking for this. Alice and Bob will create the rest of keys in their communications using this master key. So we should keep it safe, keep it secure. So here, Bob sends that master key in an encrypted form. Bob encrypts that master key with the public key of Alice. So only Alice can decrypt that master key. And so we prove that the rest of communication is secure, can be secured, because both sides, Bob's and Alice, can create similar keys, and then they can send their information using that keys. Okay, okay, the time is over. Okay, so let me stop the course lecture here right now, and inshallah we will talk about the rest of this strategy, the rest of the toy tools or toy TLS in the next lecture, next session. Is there any question? Any question? Don't worry about those grades. Okay, just do your best in your homeworks and in your projects. Do your best. I will promise for that. I will help you at the end of the term, but please don't copy your answers to homeworks, to projects. Don't copy. Do them yourself. I will help you in your final marks. Okay? Read more at the sunset. Read more. Why your scores are too low? Read more. first of this term, I said that my resource is the book. I'm announcing for the exam at least 2 weeks after finishing the chapter. So yeah, you have enough time to read that chapter from the book. I prepared the book for you. Give you a link to receive a PDF version of that book, of the book. So I don't know why your scores are too low. Read the exams and try to do your best in the exams, but do your best in homeworks, in projects. I will promise to help you as much as possible. The time is good. No, we have no more times for the homeworks or for quizzes or something like that. I know that you have 3 or 4 courses in each term. So you have enough time. I get you at least 1 week time for each homework or project. So you have enough time to do them. We talked about the exam dates in the past. Please don't repeat that one. We talked about them. Okay? If someone else says that, okay, we have an exam in this week, you can say this is a schedule for different exams. The other professor can change their dates. We talked about it. Please don't repeat it again. Okay, I wish the best for you. Have a good time and bye-bye.